everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we are going to be playing some MegaMek, unexpectedly. When we left off last week, I was planning on just skipping ahead to the end of the contract, maybe posting a thing on Discord with the new contracts, taking care of some things off camera. But as I was advancing days towards the end of the contract, a new scenario popped up. A big battle will be occurring in 2 days. And I was looking at the specifics on this battle, and what it says to do is use the TONE interface to deploy up to 8 units, or forces containing up to 8 units to this scenario. So we can bring 2 lances. They're bringing 14k BV. And we have a 6,000 point convoy that we're trying to rescue. We would like to ensure that at least 1 unit from the convoy survives. We do get a bonus roll per surviving unit. And then also, we do have these attached allies, a javelin, a fire javelin specifically, a commando, a stinger, and another stinger. None of them with particularly good pilots, not terrible, but we also have to ensure that at least 50% of those units survive. Failing to do that could cost us the mission, I think. I'm not sure exactly how the scenario victory points are going to play out, but we are trying to destroy or force the withdrawal of at least 50% of the enemy forces, which includes a Griffin, a 2.5, and a Phoenix Hawk 1K, a Phoenix Hawk 1, Charger 1A9, which has an LRM 20 and some medium lasers. It doesn't look to be too major of a threat. We've got a Hunchback 4 SP. That one has lasers and SRMs. It has several lasers and 2 SRM6s. We've got a 2-3 pilot and a Phoenix Hawk 1K. So yeah, we've got an elite and a 2-5 pilot, both in Phoenix Hawk 1K. So those guys are going to be pretty dangerous. We've got a Wasp, a Locust, we've got an awesome 8Q, which has large lasers, and no, it has PPCs. I was thinking of the 8T, I think? Yeah. The 8Q is the one with 3 PPCs, but it's got a 4-5 pilot, so I'm pretty sure we can outrange him. We've got a Trebuchet 5S with the short-range missiles, a Griffin 1S with the short-range lasers, and the Guillotine 4L with a 5-6 pilot. Now, the Griffin 1S, I always thought it was really interesting because it trades the PVC for a large laser and 2 medium lasers. So basically, and it also downgrades the LRM 10 to a 5. So basically, it does everything it can to reduce the effects of having that minimum range that the standard Griffin has. That said, it does just have the 3 lasers in the LRM 5, so it's not that scary, especially with a 6-6 pilot. Now, that will be, like I said, in another 2 days, so we do have a few things to do before that. I was going through, and I did do a thing with the campaign options up here, where I added the gunnery specialization back into the game, so that I could give that to Victor Rama. He spent 40 XP getting gunnery energy, so he is now effectively a 1-3 in that Black Knight. I didn't spend any other XP, although Ruby is ready to go up to Jumping Jack, I think, which, you know what, let's just go ahead and do that now. And that replaces Hopping Jack. We've got Frederick French, who is saving up for probably Sniper. We've got Adan Gato, who might also be saving up for Jumping Jack, or maybe trying to become a 2-2 pilot, or maybe a ballistics expert. The Grizzly has the Gauss rifle, if I'm not mistaken. 70-ton Grizzly. Gauss rifle, 3 pulse lasers, and an LRM 10. So yeah, it's got a good mix of weapons. So specialization is not really going to suit him well. So I'm not sure what to spend that 40 XP on other than Jumping Jack, or maybe a point of piloting, because it's not enough to get him his gunnery yet. He needs, 56, because I guess he's a fast learner. Oh, jumping jack is only 37. He could have gotten that a little bit ago. Good to know. Okay, we also have Petra is saving up for a point of leadership, and Ash is maybe saving up for another point of gunnery? Or the Gargoyle does not have jump jets, I don't believe. Man of War is a 585. It does have jump jets. Also, I noticed the Gargoyle has a damaged heatsink, and I do not know how to fix it. It is not in the repair bay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and give Ash Hopping Jack. Oh, it's only 20. Okay, well then she's halfway to Jumping Jack, or a point of gunnery, or something else. Let's see, other people that are looking to spend XP. I think that's about it. Not trying to spend too much time doing all of this. I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. We do still have the Black Knight missing an arm. That won't be available until we finish this contract. The Harasser should be ready like tomorrow or the next day. So Mariana is not combat ready. So we're gonna go without them. Tonga Lance, I'm thinking is going to be our main force so they can deploy on round 1. And then either Galatea or Aleutian will be deploying as reinforcements. I'd like to bring Tentacle Shogun and Wyvern and Scarponi. I'm worried they're not going to be fast enough. Cronus and the Champion are a little bit faster. The Phoenix Hawk is a bit faster. The Clint is a bit faster. But these guys, I think the fastest one is the Warhammer at 5.8. I believe the Warhammer is a 5.8. Yeah, this Warhammer is a 5.8. The Marauder's a 4.64, which is slower than the Cronus or the Champion. The Archer is a 4.6, which makes it absolutely slow as heck compared to these other guys. Yeah, a 4.6 versus, say, a 6.96. We do have a couple of days to sort that out, but it is going to be Tonga Lance as our primary. Depends on how far the Lance is deployed from the units they need to protect. That is a good point. Let me see here. The map is 65 by 45. I assume it's going to be 65 the long way. Which means that we've got about 30 hexes to cover before we get to the center of the map. Now, our convoy is deploying in the center of the map, and we're deploying in the north. And the enemy is deploying in the south. Excuse me. So 30 hexes. That's the difference between getting there on turn 5 versus turn, like, 7. Especially in a forest. Ooh. Oh man, I wish I could bring Earl with Force Ranger, but his lance is not ready to go. Galatea Aleutian. Let's see, Galatea has Fred French and Wayne Henshaw. Fred French just needs to get 1 kill before he can get Sniper. Aleutian has Ruby at 3 XP. Bendick at 35 XP. He could be heading towards... Oh man, decisions. We'll send Galatea, just because it does have 4 of our founding members, essentially, versus Aleutian Lance, which only has 1. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We'll deploy Galatea. That gives us 2 days to advance. Matilda Zober has begun their return journey, which will take approximately 43 days. Travel time will adjust if the unit is in transit. Good to know. Maintenance on the heavy battle mech recovery vehicle remains D. Oof, that thing is rough. We got the SRM-6 off the harasser, we got the engine out of the harasser, we got the sensors off the harasser, so that should be out of our hangar. The Grasshopper refit will be a while, the Kronos refit will be a while, the Marauder is coming along. It's actually down to less than 10 days. We did mothball the Grasshopper and the Blackjack, the harasser has been removed, and we still cannot find any of these items. Alright, Repair Bay just has the Black Knight, so let's advance one more day. And it should say Big Battle Convoy Rescue is today. Oh, her Chara McBean has conceived a baby. It's a good thing she was not being active at all. We're gonna go ahead and make her a dependent. Alright, I don't think we need to do anything else other than maybe... Well, I mean... Has 2 tactics and 2 strategy, so we should have 2 rerolls. Where am I at? There I'm at. With 2 rerolls, we are looking at daylight but light rain. We could make that rain a bit worse, since those guys are mostly green pilots. That would slow them down a significant amount, more so than us. I think the light rain is okay, but we might do something about the terrain. We might thin out the forests or something. Okay. So select map. Oh yeah, that is super foresty. No, not planetary. Generated. Natural features. We're gonna go woods medium. Oh, that looks a lot more doable. The roads are kind of what the heck, but you know, that's whatever. Let's go compact display. Let's sort by battle value. Let's pretend the cat's not losing their dang mind. Naughty. Don't know what she's doing. So yeah, on the convoy side, we do have an Orion and a Shadowhawk. The Shadowhawk has a decent pilot, but it's weak on weaponry, with just the autocannon and the medium laser. The Orion has a primitive autocannon, couple lasers, couple LRM-5s, and an SRM-4. The Griffin 1A has an LRM-5 and a primitive prototype PPC. It is, I'm not sure what the downside of a primitive PPC is. Other than the fact that it creates 15 heat, which this thing really can't afford. Also, it's slow. It's only a 463, not a 585. We've got a Phoenix 1R with a PPC and 2 SRM2s. HMS Boatpricker, hey, how's it going? Glad you could join us. And yeah, you're here right at the beginning. Primitive PPCs just generate more heat, but the primitive autocannon, I'm not actually sure about. Probably also generates more heat. No, it doesn't, but it does have a quirk. Ammo feed problems. So I think that means that if you roll poorly, it can jam. Other than that, we'll just have to wait and see, because I'm not actually real sure about the rules for primitive weaponry. On the enemy side, we've got 1,800 points. Phoenix Hawk 1K with an elite pilot. Roretta Gato. I wonder if there's any relation. With a large laser, 2 mediums, and a small. Wait, Phoenix Hawk 1K has a small laser? I thought it did away with... I'm thinking of the 1D. 1D just has the 3 lasers. Anyway, yeah, so we've got 1,800 points on the Phoenix Hawk with the elite pilot, Roretta Gato. Hani Kato in the Awesome is next up at 1,605. The Phoenix Hawk 1K at 1,502. That's with the 2.5 pilot. Dangerous, but possibly easy to knock down. We've got a Griffin 1N with a 4.4 pilot worth 1,400 points. We've got a Charger 1A9 with a 4.5 pilot worth 1,400 points. Comes with 4 medium lasers and an LRM-20 with 12 shots of ammo, 6 swarm and 6 regular. We've got a standard guillotine, it looks like. No, that's a 30-25 guillotine. And that's got a 5.6 pilot is our next big bad at 1,200 points. Yeah, I think we've got this. Let's go ahead. We'll be deploying in the north. We have 1 initiative, but we are going before the convoy. So there's that. I don't know, are we going after the convoy? I must have misread that. Oh. No. None of us deployed at the beginning of the match, and only one of us is deploying on round 1. That's... Oof. Maybe we should have... maybe we should have brought in the faster lance. So, right now, what have we got? We've got the Hunchback 4SP, slow. We've got the Griffin 1N, it's not slow. The Locust is even faster, but it's less of a threat. We do have a couple sensor returns, so how do we... Always assumed rifles were primitive autocannons? No, rifles are a different kind of weapon entirely. They're not technically autocannons, I don't think. They are a ballistic weapon, if I'm not mistaken. But, honestly not that familiar with rifles either. So we do have Ash in the Man-O-War. That is our medium range, medium laser Man-O-War with all the medium lasers. How are we going to do this? And why did the Shadowhawk deploy so far south? And the Carbine, you guys should really have deployed as far north as you could have. That would have been a good idea, maybe. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we'll get to there on turn 1. Turn 2 we can jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's pretty much a straight shot to here. And jump to here. Come down here. That's several turns worth of movement. But I think it's our best deployment option because it looks like over here we've got more heavy woods. Actually, that's almost a straight shot right there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 turns we can get to the north side of town from here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then we've got units deploying next round, which hopefully will have a little bit more range. Found on Sarna. These prototypes were largely similar to modern autocannons, but they had rare tendencies to jam, locking up the weapon for the duration of the rest of the battle. Oh, that's for prototype autocannons. Okay. And it has an ammo feed issue, so we can expect that thing to jam on turn 2 and stay jammed. Yeah, that's not gonna be great. Keep shooting. The Shadowhawk missed on a 9, the Locust missed on 9s and 11s. That Locust already got here. It was fast. Yeah, oh, and there's the Phoenix Hawk. That is the 4-4 Phoenix Hawk. That's the one with machine guns. We've also got a trebuchet here. Why is the Shadow Hawk engaging? Why is he not running? There's their awesome. There's Griffin. Okay. So no one's building up any heat just yet. We've lost initiative and we are going first. Okay. Groovy. Deployment phase. Shadowhog is brave? Yeah, I know. I should have maybe tweaked his settings a bit. Let's see, the Warhammer with a 5-8 can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we can start advancing here. Yeah, we'll start there. Let's see, Tsubasa and the Grizzly, 4, 6, 4. Maybe start there. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet. And then the Marauder, which does have a couple of long-range weapons. It's got an ER large and a pair of ER mediums, and some of these medium pulses are clan tech, so they've got the 4 hex ranges. Do we back up the Grizzly? Or not the Grizzly, the Man-O-War. I think we do. So yeah, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we jump. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 puts us about there. Okay, yeah. We'll go 2 on the left and 2 on the right for now. Scarponi can go there. Tsubasa can go there. Prototype AC. Interstellar operations. Okay, good to know. We'll have Tentacle Shogun move up. Oh, I don't know. That Shadowhawk may be brave, but he better get the heck out of there. He is getting ganged up on. And he's a 4.63, I believe. Yeah, he is a 4.63, so he is not going to be going as fast as, say, this 5.8 Trebuchet, or the 5.85 Griffin, or the 6.96 Phoenix Hawk. We're going to lose the Shadow. I don't think there's any way around that. It's only 6 hex. It's further than we can jump, but not as far as I would like. Why does Battletech have so many rulebooks and supplemental stuff? It's kind of like D&D that way, where the more books you have, the more fun you can have. Don't quote me on that. That's not how I actually feel about D&D, but I do think that there is a point to be made that the more you spend on D&D and Battletech, the more options you have, which, for better or for worse. Okay, Gauss Rifle. Eyes on nobody yet. Marauder, eyes on... Oh, wait. We can actually almost see the crosscut from here. Maybe next turn? Not this turn. There aren't enough D&D books? I am inclined to disagree. I am of the opinion that there are probably too many. Okay, so the armored personnel carrier from the convoy shoots 2 SRMs at the Phoenix Hawk 1K. That's number 143. 143 is the more expensive one. Try to remember that. The guillotine missed on a 12. The Shadowhawk missed on an 11 and a 12. The Phoenix Hawk hit the APC in the left side critical, the left side again in the turret, and the APC is kaput. The Wasp hit the APC, the same one in the left side, does nothing good, and the Griffin misses the Shadowhawk on a 12. The Wasp and the Phoenix Hawk both kick the Jabberwocky. Jabberwocky takes 4 to the left leg. Jabberwocky misses his kick. Jabberwocky has to make 2 PSRs at 6+. He makes them both, and the Phoenix Hawk missed a kick, needs a 3, gets a 9. Primitive prototype ballistic weapons, standard autocannons, and the long tom artillery weapon will suffer a jam on any 2-hit roll result of 2, and may carry only 3/4 of their listed ammunition capacity, rounded up, per ton. So 8 shots per ton. Jammed weapons cannot be cleared in battle and are considered damaged but not destroyed for gameplay and repair purposes. Thus, an autocannon 20, introduced in 2500, could be fielded in the 2490s, but it would be a prototype that carries only 4 rounds of ammo per ton, and would be prone to weapon jams as a modern Ultra autocannon. I would say slightly less, because you only get 1 shot at rolling Snake Eyes per turn, whereas the Ultra you get 2. Well, rules as written, you only get 1 chance to jam an autocannon, an Ultra autocannon too, so I guess it is about the same. Unless, I might be misremembering about Ultra autocannons. There isn't a rule that says if you jam, or if you roll Snake Eyes on the second shot roll that you get a jam. I don't think there is. But we've lost initiative, behind the convoy at least. We should have units deploying this round, and we've got units deploying next round. Who do we have this round? We've got the Archer with the SRMs, and we've got the Cestus with the Gauss Rifle, and a couple large lasers. Let's see. Cestus is a 4/6. Archer is also a 4/6. We need to upgrade that Archer. I want to get an XL engine in there. I want to make him a 5/8. That is my goal. Wyvern. Wyvern might have a hard time getting into this battle. Thinking maybe the... Yeah, we'll start there. I'm in love with it, but I don't see anything better. I don't want to try to go like straight through the middle of town, because I think that would be... I think that would just take too long. And the Cestus, 4/6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And get to there on turn 2. Alright, Wyvern, let's just go ahead and sprint. Let's see, the Cestus can go ahead and, I guess, run, because sprinting doesn't do any good. Let's see, Scarponi can go 7 hexes, it looks like. And cannot get eyes on anything, it doesn't look like. Tsubasa and the Grizzly can go 5 hexes. Can get eyes on the Demolition Mech. Yeah, we might as well sprint Tsubasa. Tentacle Shogun could sprint 5 hexes or could jump 4. What can we see from 4 hexes? Not much of anything. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll sprint the 8 movement points, 5 hexes. It's less evasive. Thumpers and sniper artillery don't have prototypes. Didn't know they were pre-spaceflight. Oh, well, those are such simple weapons, I guess, that we already have them. I guess those are equivalent to modern day technology artillery, I suppose, probably. Ash. Still not get close enough to use her lasers. We could sprint. Let's hold off on that. Alright, come on, convoy. Let's see what you got. Let's get out of there. Why are you so far south? Why have you moved even further south? You should be trying to get out of there. You should not be trying to engage. What are you doing? Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Oh, the locust is on top of a building. We can hit him on 10s, so let's go ahead and take a couple shots there. Tsubasa with the Gauss rifle. Also hit the locust. And no, we sprinted this turn. Let's see, the Marauder sprinted this turn as well, if I recall. Doesn't have any targets anyways. Cestus is not going to have any targets. Nope. And Ash. Ash has the Wasp on 11s. We can land even one of these. That's going to hurt him. So yeah, I'm hoping. Alright, awesome. Missed the Shadowhawk on the trio of 11s. Did hit with a small laser to the left torso for 3, down to 15. Let's see, we missed the Locust on 10s. The Hunchback missed the Shadowhawk on 12s. The Shadowhawk hit the Charger in the left arm with his autocannon for 5, down to 10. Trebuchet lands 3 medium lasers on the Phoenix to the left torso, down to 4, and the right arm down to 7. And lands 5 SRMs to everywhere, it looks like. Center, right, and left torso, right arm and right leg. Left torso is down to 2. The Phoenix, shooting at the Phoenix Hawk, hits him in the right torso with his PPC for 10, down to 8. And an SRM to the right arm, down to 12. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Jabberwocky in the left leg, critting on his hip and upper leg. The Jabberwocky is gonna go down. The Marco Explorer Mech hits the Phoenix Hawk in the left torso with a small laser. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Shadowhawk in the left torso with a large laser. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Phoenix in the right arm with a large laser, down to 5 structure, and a medium laser to the center torso, down to 11 armor. The Griffin missed the Wasp on an 11. The Locust missed the Shadowhawk on a pair of 8s and a pair of 12s. The Griffin hits the Shadowhawk in the left arm with a medium laser. Heavy Hover APC lands a machine gun on the Griffin's right arm. The Griffin lands a PPC on the Hover APC. Yeah, the same one that was shooting at him. You hit me with a machine gun, I hit you with a PPC on the left side and immobilize you. Okay, that's fair. Ash in the Gargoyle on 11s. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 10s, but no hits. And the Charger hits the Shadowhawk in the CT critical for 5, down to 17, but doesn't get the crit. The Alarm 20 missed on a 9 as well. Let's see, the Phoenix needs a 6, gets an 8. The Shadowhawk needs a 6, gets an 8. The Jabberwocky needs a 9, gets a 5. Goes down, hits his right torso for 5, down to 10 structure. Needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 7. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets the 3, barely. Alright, the Marco kicks the Phoenix Hawk in the left leg for 6, down to 16. The Phoenix kicks the Trebuchet in the left leg for 10, down to 5. The Wasp missed his kick on the Logger Mech. The Phoenix Hawk did kick the Marco in the left leg and blows off his leg. The Shadowhawk missed his kick on the Awesome. The Trebuchet kicked the Phoenix in the right leg and crits on his hip and lower leg. Crosscut missed the Wasp with a chainsaw. The Griffin kicked the Heavy Hover APC in the front for 11, down to 9. Guillotine missed the Construction Mech. The Construction Mech missed the Guillotine. The Awesome kicked the Shadowhawk in the left leg for 16, down to 0. Marco goes down, takes 3 to the right torso. Pilot needs a 13 to avoid hurting the pilot. Gets an 8. Needs a 3 to stay conscious. Gets an 8. Phoenix also needed 3 piloting checks or the hip, the leg or foot, and the getting kicked. Needs 3/8, gets a 6. What are we fighting? Pirates? We are trying to rescue the guy with the chainsaw, actually. Where did it go? Kick. Chainsaw, the crosscut. Yeah, we're trying to rescue this here MegaMek. The only weapon it has is the chainsaw. Let's see, the guillotine missed, the carbine missed, the awesome hit. Marco goes down, the Phoenix goes down. Pilot needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 5. The Shadowhawk missed a kick and was kicked. Needs a pair of 5s, gets a 10 and a 7. The Wasp needs a 6, gets a 7. The Phoenix Hawk needs a 3, gets a 3. The Trebuchet needs a 5, gets a 7. The Guillotine needs a 6, gets a 7. And the Carbine Construction Mech needs a 6, gets a 5. Goes down on his center torso, down to 1 armor. Makes a seatbelt check. And also keeps the engine running. So we're rescuing a Capellan. Who are we fighting for? I forget. The Lyrans? Federated Commonwealth, yeah. Okay, the Phoenix in the convoy is up to 3 heat. The Phoenix Hawks are up to 3 and 6. And 0. There are 3 Phoenix Hawks. 2 1Ks and a 1. The Trebuchet is up to 1 heat. The Hunchback is up to 3 heat. The Awesome is up to 5 heat. So he's going to hold off on doing that again next turn, I bet. And our Man of War is up to 1 heat. Everyone else is running cool. We've won initiative and we are going last. Huzzah. We also have 2 units to deploy this round. We've got the Stalker and the Awesome. Let's see if we can get the Awesome. Let's see. The Awesome would like to go just to the left of this little formation here. So if we go in the 56 column, we have to go through a Lightwoods here, a Lightwoods here, and 2 more Lightwoods, and then we've got eyes on all of this area. Okay. Let's see. The Stalker, I suppose, will follow the Cestus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to take him a couple turns to get out of there, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, Wyvern. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that sounds right. The Orion still advancing on the enemy. Should be heading north, not south. What are you doing? Scarponi can get over here. Still can't see all of those guys. Yeah, we'll go there. Let's see. Cestus will go next. Cestus is going to sprint. Cestus doesn't have eyes on anyone. Let's see. The Stalker will sprint. Tsubasa. Tsubasa, I think, will only run this turn. We might be able to get another shot on the Locust like we did last time. Pinnacle Shogun is going to be behind Ash. I don't think... Oh, we can see the guillotine from there. And he's in long range. For as smart as Princess can be at the finest, it still has moments that make Google's AI look like a genius at times. Can be at times. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, we're going to start seeing some combat with Ash. We did win initiative, so we would like to go last and see where everyone else goes. And Hoser, can we please move our butts as fast as we can? Alright, Ash. Can we get to where we can see this Phoenix Hawk, I think? This is the 2-3 Phoenix Hawk. It's already taken a couple of hits. It only walked 3 hexes for a TMM of 1. So yes, now is a very good time to get up on his grill. The Marco tries to get up and falls, takes 3 to the left arm, takes a hit to the pilot but stays conscious. Tries again, needs an 8. Or no, that was the Marco. The Jabberwocky needs an 8, gets a 7. Falls on his left arm, crits on his shoulder and upper arm, goes unconscious. The Phoenix needs a 7 to get up, gets a 6. Goes down on his left leg for 5, down to 11 there. And he fails his seatbelt check, needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets an 8. Carbine tries to get up on a 6, rolls a 4. Takes 3 to the left arm, narrowly avoids a seatbelt failure, and stalls the engine. So yeah, the Carbine is now immobile. Let's see, Wyvern has no shots. Sharponi has no shots. That's a shame. Let's see, the Stalker sprinted. Tsubasa. No shots. Marauder has a shot on the guillotine. We've got him on a 9, so let's go ahead, we'll fire that off. And we'll throw in a couple of 11s as well. The Cestus does not have eyes on the guillotine. Does not have eyes on anyone. Okay. Ash at the Phoenix Hawk. Let's pull off on that for a second. You sprinted the turn. Alright, and now, the moment we've been waiting for. On 4s. How much heat can we build? We can go 5 over. Yeah, we'll go 5 over. And try to finish off this Phoenix Hawk once and for all. Oh, we knocked him prone. Okay. So, the enemy Awesome hits the Shadow Hawk in the right leg with a PPC, down to 6. Hits him in the left torso with a small laser, down to 4. The Guillotine hits the Construction Mech in the right torso rear, destroys it, blows off the right arm, crits on his engine and his gyro twice. Construction Mech is dead. If not, oh, he just took 2 more gyro hits. And destroyed by engine explosion. Okay. Hunchback hits the Heavy Hover APC in the front, hits him in the front again, and the front again. Heavy Hover APC is gone. Trebuchet hits the Phoenix in the left torso, crits on his SRM-2 ammo, and blows up the Phoenix. Phoenix returns fire, or no, Phoenix takes another shot to the head. Pilot is already dead. Takes 2 damage for 4 hits, and then takes 5 more hits in the ejection. Okay. So yeah, the Phoenix is well and truly down. The Shadow Hawk missed the autocannon 5, did hit the medium laser on the Awesome's left torso, down to 19. The enemy Phoenix Hawk, 1K from number 143, that's the elite. Yeah, that's the elite. Hits the Jabberwocky in the right torso again, center torso, left leg is blown off. The Phoenix hits the Trebuchet with an SRM to the left arm, down to 8. Phoenix Hawk 142, missed on a pair of 8s, missed on a pair of 12s. Phoenix Hawk 141, missed with a 7, on a 7 with the medium laser. Tentacle Shogun missed on a 9 and a pair of 11s. The Griffin missed the LRM-5 on an 11. The Wasp hits the Jabberwocky in the center torso, leaves it with 8 structure. and an SRM to the right leg, leaves it with 2 armor. Locust hits the heavy hover APC in the rear. The Griffin missed the Phoenix on a 10 and a 12. The Charger hits the Phoenix Hawk with a medium laser to the left torso, goes internal, crits on his autocannon 5, and then 16 LRMs to the right leg. CT critical, hits the engine twice. Left leg goes internal, right torso takes 1, down to 17. And then Ash at the Phoenix Hawk 143, their elite pilot. Hits. Nice. That's center torso, left arm, left torso, left arm, right leg, right arm down to 9, left leg down to 11, right arm down to 4, right leg down to 12, left torso down to 5, right arm down to 6 structure, right leg down to 7. Shadowhawk took 20 plus, needs a 6, gets a 4, falls on his front, takes 5 to the chest, makes a seatbelt check. Phoenix Hawk needs a 6, gets a 5, falls on his right side, lands on his left arm, takes 2, leaves him with 2 structure, and crits on his hand. Forces his first consciousness check, which he succeeds with a 4. Alright, the crosscut is kicking the Phoenix Hawk. The Wasp kicks the Marco in the right leg. The crosscut kicks the Phoenix Hawk in the center torso for 6, down to 12. Let's see. The Shadowhawk is up to 5 heat because he did take an engine hit, I believe. He did, didn't he? Or was it just gyro hits? No, 2 engine hits. Someone else took the gyro hits, I guess. But yeah, Shadowhawk is up to 5 heat. The Phoenix Hawk is up to 3. The Guillotine is up to 3. The Man-O-War is up to 5. Everyone else is running cool. We have 1 initiative, and we are going last. Nice. We're at 93% of our forces. They're at 95% of theirs, so they are really destroying our convoy at an alarming rate. Let's see. We get eyes on anyone from there? No, we might as well sprint. Scarponi would like to wait. Tentacle Shogun might like to wait. Hoser, go ahead and sprint. Scarponi is waiting. Tentacle Shogun would like to get in closer to this guillotine. That's effectively medium range for the medium pulses, effectively long range for the ERs, effectively medium range for the large. Out of range of the pulses, extreme range for the SRMs. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, the Stalker is going to go ahead and sprint. Tsubasa. Not quite get the awesome. We can get eyes on the Charger. Yeah, the Charger's kind of a threat. It's a 464 with a lot of armor and decent weaponry. But yeah, we'll try to hit him in the head with a Gauss rifle if we can at long range. You know, take him off the map nice and quick. That's the dream, isn't it? Let's see. Scarponi can go 7 hexes and get eyes on a whole host of bad guys. Oh, well, come on. Thank you. We'll go ahead and commit to moving the whole 7 hexes. The Awesome gets out of the way. Let's see, the Cestus. Not get eyes on anyone, may as well sprint. Let's see. Ash, who is overheating, is now a 465. Can we get up in the guillotine? No, we don't want to get up in his face because he's got 4 medium lasers, and we want to be at medium range for him. So we would like to go here. Alright, Marco tries to get up and falls, hits his left torso rear, takes out 2 heat sinks, hurts the pilot but does stay conscious. The Shadow Hawk does succeed in standing up, and the Phoenix Hawk does as well. Wyvern still has eyes on nobody. Sharponi. Actually, hold on. Let's do the Grizzly first. We've got the Charger on an 11. Yeah, we'll pray for that. And a 9 and an 11 and an 11. Yeah, okay. That'll be almost heat neutral. Scarponi at the Charger. We've got him on 7s. And 11s. No, we'll do a pair of 7s. We'll save the heat for next turn. Maybe we'll land both of those and force a PSR. Wouldn't count on it. Let's see. You've got no targets. Medical Shogun. We're going to be firing on the Guillotine. We've got him on 9s and 11s. So we'll skip one of those 11s and we'll go for a pair of 9s. That's us 3 heat over. And the SRM6 needs a 13, so we're going to hold off on that. The Cestus with the Gauss rifle and the ER large, you sprinted. Ash at the Guillotine. Oh, or we could finish off the Wasp. The Guillotine is a bigger threat, though. He really is. So we're going to go 3 heat over on the Guillotine. Holzer sprinted this turn, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's see what we've got. The Awesome hits the Shadow Hawk in the left arm with a PPC. Man, he is really doing work on those close range. And then he blows off the left arm, or left leg, and transfers into the left torso rear. Guillotine hits the Jabberwocky in the center torso. The Jabberwocky blows up. Grizzly at the, or Tsubasa at the Charger, missed on 11s and 9s. Hunchback hits the Shadow Hawk in the right torso with a medium laser down to 12. We did hit the Charger with both PPCs. He takes 10 to the right torso and 10 to the right leg, down to 10 in both of those locations. The Phoenix Hawk shoots the Marco in the right arm, and the right arm again, and the right torso, leaving him with 3 structure and critting on a bunch of stuff. And a small laser to the left torso leaves him with 3 armor. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Shadow Hawk in the center torso down to 2 armor. Tentacle Shogun missed on 9s and 11s. Did land a medium pulse laser to the left arm of the Guillotine down to 13. Phoenix Hawk at the Shadow Hawk hits him in the left torso, hits him in the right leg, hits him in the head, forcing his first consciousness check, and missed with the small laser. The Wasp hits the Marco in the right torso rear, destroying it, and an SRM to the left arm down to 1 armor. Locust hits the Shadow Hawk in the left torso, hits him in the autocannon ammo, blows up the Shadow Hawk. Bony Pexon needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 4, auto ejects unconsciously, needs a 7, gets a 7, destroyed by ejection. The Griffin misses the Shadow Hawk on 9s and 11s and 12s, the Manowar at the Guillotine on 5s. Makes 2 out of his first 6 shots, or her first 6 shots. Rolled a 4, a 3, a 4, and a 2. Man, if those had been at the Wasp, 2 of those would have hit. But still, a 2, a 3, and a pair of 4s when you need 5s. That hurts. Got him in the right torso, got him in the chest. Another miss. Left torso, left leg, center torso, or no. left leg, left torso. That's it. Down to 12 on that torso. The Griffin hits the Shadowhawk in the center torso. There's no Griffin left. The Orion misses the Phoenix Hawk on a bunch of 12s. The Charger hits the Shadowhawk in the right leg and the right arm. And the LRM-20 lands 16 LRMs on the dead Shadowhawk. Charger took 20 plus, needs a 6, gets a 5. Goes on his left side, takes 8 to the right torso and center torso. Right torso is down to 5. Pilot of the Charger needs a 6 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 9. Guillotine also needs a 7, gets a 5. Goes down on the right torso, down to 10. Needs a 7 to make the seatbelt check, gets a 6. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 5. The Wasp kicks the Explorer mech in the center torso rear, crits on his gyro. The Phoenix Hawk hits him in the left torso, blows off his left arm. So yeah, the Marco is done for as well. Man, this mission would have gone so much better if the convoy had been concentrating on getting out of the line of fire instead of into the line of fire. Phoenix Hawk 142 is up to 10 heat. Phoenix Hawk 141 is up to 4. Phoenix Hawk 143 is up to 8. Griffin 146 is up to 7. Griffin 145 is up to 3. Hunchback is up to 4. Guillotine is up to 3. Tentacle Shogun is up to 3. Ash is up to 3. Everyone else looks like they're running pretty cool. We have 1 initiative, but we are not going last. Convoy attackers just knew the convoy's route. I think the problem is that the convoy continued to head south after they got intercepted. We'll be lucky to get out of this with a single support point. Okay, the Stalker. Can we get eyes on anybody? Not without sprinting, so we might as well sprint. Let's see. Wyvern, maybe Waits, Tsubasa. Oh, that's the, Okay. Doesn't want to tell me anything now. At least it's not that convoy mission in MechWarrior 3, Pirate's Moon. I don't know the one you're talking about. I did not play MechWarrior 3. I haven't played any of the MechWarriors since Ghost Bear. That's MechWarrior 2 Ghost Bear, not MechWarrior 5 Ghost Bear. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll move here. We'll do that at a run. Yeah, we'll get 5 hexes worth of evasion. Is that sensor return? That's the awesome. Okay. Holzer will continue sprinting. No. Hold on. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sprint this turn, and then next turn we might make that corner. TLDR, you have to get halfway across the map and kill 2 or so mixed lances within literally 90 seconds. Oh, that sounds pretty rough. Convoy missions can be really rough when the conditions are not in your favor. Like, for example, when you've got a long way to go and the convoy doesn't cooperate. Okay, Tentacle Shogun. Like to get maybe 6 hexes from the guillotine. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, the guillotine has turned its back on Ash. That was not a wise move. There's also a Phoenix Hawk here, though. I need to pay attention to that. Let's see, the Cestus. We can see the Wasp from there, but the Wasp hasn't moved yet. We can see the guillotine through one woods, I believe. Yeah, one intervening light woods. Yeah, I think that's a good place for Vernita to be. Let's see, Wyvern. And there's a medium lance and a heavy lance after that. Oh, fun. So after you've wasted all of your armor trying to rush in and help with the convoy, they hit you with 2 more lances. Fun. But then, a lance of enemies in the MechWarrior games is more balanced, I want to say, for a single player than in the tabletop. In the tabletop, you know, a lance is roughly equal to a lance, but in MechWarrior, one pilot can be worth several lances. But yeah, that does sound rough. 4 lances. 4 lances and a convoy that doesn't help you any, I'm sure. Alright. So Wyvern has ran. Unarmed trucks. Oh yeah, not help at all. Now the awesome has a lot of armor on its back, doesn't it? Yeah, 10 and 19. We're almost better off front tanking this guy. Can we get him in the right side? Does that go through 2 woods or 1? It goes through 2 woods. The charger apparently has not done anything except fallen down. We'll go ahead and get our 7 hexes. We'll get the charger at 3 hexes. Because he is prone, he's going to have a harder time shooting us. And the LRMs are in his right torso. So he won't be able to shoot one of his medium lasers, but everything else he'll be able to shoot. Took a lot of tries, especially given how light you have to go just to get there on time. Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone here knows my feelings on light max. Let's see, that's a Phoenix Hawk. Hmm. No, we don't want to get that close to the guillotine. We're a medium range specialist. We'll go here. Yeah, I think that's our move. Oh, there goes the Phoenix Hawk. He took off. And then Scarponi. And get 8 hexes from the Griffin. That's medium range for pretty much all of us, or both of us, or whatever. I'd really like to try to knock out that awesome. He is just doing too much damage. The Phoenix Hawk too. Phoenix Hawks, I should say. Yeah, we'll save the charger for later. We'll go ahead and get our small lasers in on the awesome. Okay, the Marco ejects and blacks out. The guillotine tries to get up and falls, rolls a 3. Takes 7 to the right arm and right leg, down to 15 and 20. Needs a 6 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 10. And then needs a 6 to get up and gets an 11. So he does get up. Wyvern at the awesome. We'll wait for Scarponi. Scarponi at the awesome has him on 6s, so we're going to skip the ER PPCs. I think we're going to skip one of the ER medium lasers, and we'll do a 6. We'll do 4 more mediums on 6s, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ER smalls, all on 6s. Okay, yeah, that works for me. And then we'll have Wyvern come in on the 8s. We'll go 1 heat over. Piloting on this awesome. He is at 4-5. So We're gonna be hitting him in the right side, which is his strong side. Go ahead, we'll go 4 heat over. Let's see, the Stalker. Let's see, the Grizzly has the Charger on 7s. Has the Griffin on 11s. Yeah, that'll be the Charger then on a 7, and on a 5, and on a 9, and on another 7. Yeah, that works. It's a shame we can't knock him down because he's already knocked. But yeah, I think we're gonna do some good damage to him this turn. Tentacle Shogun at the Guillotine has him on a 4 with the ER large. Has him on 6s with the mediums. Ooh. Four and 4, and then we'll do an. We'll hold off on the 8. Or we can take 3 shots at 8, or we can take 1 shot at a 6 for 8. We'll do the large. We'll do the large and the 2 medium pulses. The Cestus is also going to chime in with the Gauss Rifle on a 6, the large on a 7, medium pulse on a 7. We'll skip the 9. And then Ash into his back on 3s. Oh, that's lovely. We'll go 1 heat over because I don't think he's going to survive that long. Hoser with his PPCs. We've got the Phoenix Hawk. Oh, we sprinted. Dang. Okay. The enemy awesome hits the demolition mech in the right torso with a small laser. Down to 5 armor there. Missed with both PPCs, finally. Warhammer at the awesome hits him in the center torso with an ER medium. Hits him in the left and right arm with medium lasers. Hits him in the left torso and left leg with medium lasers. ER small to the right leg, left torso down to 9. Center torso, that's a miss. Right torso down to 14, and another miss. Wyvern at the awesome with with all the SRMs. Right torso, left torso, left torso, left torso down to 3. Left arm, center torso, left leg. Left leg, right torso, center torso, left arm. Right torso is down to 10. Left leg, right arm, center torso is down to 12. Center torso is down to 10. Right torso is down to 8. Left arm is down to 11. The Guillotine. Missed the crosscut with the large laser, but someone killed Pilot Bonnie Payson. Bonnie Payson takes 8 damage. Or no, 10, including whatever did that. The Grizzly hits the Charger in the chest with the Gauss Rifle down to 7. Hits him in the left torso with a large pulse down to 10. And missed with the medium pulse in the LRM 10. The Demolition Mech missed the Phoenix Hawk. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Orion in the left leg with a large laser down to 24. The enemy awesome pilot learned from Hoser. Well, to be fair, the enemy awesome pilot was also shooting on, like, 9s. Not 5s. If he had been shooting on 5s, he would have hit with everything. Let's see, the Marauder at the Guillotine. Hits him in the left torso down to 4. Hits him in the left leg and the center torso for 7 each, down to 10 and 15 on the CT. The Phoenix Hawk missed the Demolition Mech. The Phoenix Hawk hit the Demolition Mech with a pair of medium lasers to the right leg and left arm, both down to 5 and 3. The Cestus hits the Guillotine in the right leg for 15 with the Gauss Rifle. Hits him in the left arm for 10 with the ER large. A large laser to the center torso, medium pulse laser to the center torso, down to 0. The Wasp hits the Orion in the right torso for 5, down to 17, and 2 SRMs to the left and right arm, both down to 19. The Power Man missed the Phoenix Hawk on a pair of 12s. The Locust hits the Demolition Mech in the right torso, down to 0 armor, and the left arm down to 1, and the left leg down to 8. And Ash into the back of the Guillotine. Center torso rear, right leg, right torso rear, left torso rear, down to 3 on both of those sides. Left arm down to 9 structure, right torso rear down to 13 structure, down to 8 structure. Left leg down to 5 armor, medium lasers to the left arm and left torso rear, crits on a jump jet and a heat sink. That's good stuff. The Griffin missed Scarponi on 11. The Charger missed Scarponi on 11s. The Orion hits the Phoenix Hawk in the left leg with the autocannon 10, down to 1 armor. Missed with both lasers and all the missiles. Demolition Mech stays standing. The Guillotine needs an 11 because he took 100 plus damage. Nice. Falls on his left side, takes 7 to the left torso and center torso. Crits on a medium laser. Center torso is bare. Fails the pilot seatbelt check. Needs a 5 to stay conscious. Gets a 7. The enemy Awesome took 80 plus. Needs a 9, gets an 8. Falls on its left side, takes 8 to the left torso and center torso. Left torso is down to 15 structure. Hani Kato needs a 9 to avoid hurting herself in the fall. Gets an 8. Needs a 3 to stay conscious. Gets a 6. The Locust kicks the Demolition Mech in the left leg. The Wasp kicks the Orion in the left leg. The Phoenix Hawk kicks the Demolition Mech in the right leg, critting on his lower leg. So that's going to be 2 checks for the Demolition Mech, because he only took 13 damage. Or no, 3 checks. 2 for getting kicked and 1 for the crit. Recently-ish, found out that a local ramen shop is also a local friendly game store. Okay, a ramen shop is a game store. They don't stock any Battletech, but I hear there's a group on Wednesdays, and they got a pretty big 3D printer, and they let you commission prints. Well, that is cool. A pretty big 3D printer. So, like, you could do, like, the Mad Cat that came in the Kickstarter? The 4-inch Mad Cat or whatever? Let's see. The Orion missed hits kick. The Demolition Mech did not. Hits him in the Phoenix Hawk in the left leg, down to 15. The Orion needs a 6 to stay standing, gets a 4. Takes 8 to the left arm and center torso. The pilot does avoid hurting himself. The Demolition Mech needs a trio of 6s, gets an 8 and a pair of 9s. The print space looked to be much larger than 4-inch. Okay, cool. They could do like terrain and stuff with that. That sounds cool. The Phoenix Hawk also falls, takes 5 to the right torso, down to 3. Needs a 5 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5. Maybe a cubic foot at least? Wow. That's a lot of terrain. The Loader Mech is at 3 heat. The Orion is up to 6. Wow, that was quick. Wyvern is up to 4. The Wasp is up to 1. The Phoenix Hawks are up to 7, 7, and 6. The Griffin is up to 10. Warhammer is up to 1. Tentacle Shogun is up to 1. Cestus is up to 3. Man-O-War is up to 1. Everyone else is running cool. The Demolition Mech loses its Wrecking Ball due to being hit by a physical attack. Oh, primitive mechs suck. We've lost initiative, but at least we're not going first. Okay, let's start with the Stalker. Let's not start with the Stalker. Let's start with maybe Hoser. Yeah, walking should be plenty fine. We'll need like 5s to hit, I think. Let's see, the Marauder. Like to gang up on the Guillotine some more with Ash. Or would like to maybe try to flank this Phoenix Hawk. The Charger's up and doing things. Let's see, the Grizzly can run forward, get the Charger at 7 hexes. That is good for his LRM-20, but really bad for his lasers. The large pulse laser is going to be effectively at short range. The medium pulse laser is effectively at short range. The LRM-10 is, you know what? I'm okay with that spot right there. 7 hexes from the charger. We've also got, who is this? A Griffin and a Griffin. That one's got a 6-6 pilot. This one's got a 4-4 pilot. That's fine. Let's... Ash. I'd like to... Oof. You know what? We could probably just stand still and wail on that guillotine and finish him off this turn. He is looking really rough. Oh, he's still got 20 on the center torso. Kind of a lot, actually. Let's see, he's not evasive. So we would just need 3 ones. No, I can't get in the woods. We can get to 6 hexes from him, which is medium range for all of his stuff. The large laser and the mediums and the SRM 6, yes. So yeah, we will actually back up 2 hexes. Let's see, the Cestus. Cestus would like to get eyes on the Wasp or the Phoenix Hawk, but neither one of them has gone yet. Oh, the awesome is coming to play. Are we going to have a sniper fight? I think we're going to have a sniper fight. And I like our odds on that one, because he's already pretty badly damaged. Meanwhile, Wyvern, or the Stalker, or, yeah, the Stalker first. Let's see, who is that? Tugiyu, he's a 3-4, so he should only need like a 3 to make that check. Nice, yeah. Let's see, Scarponi. We get eyes on the Griffin. This is a height 1 building. This is a height 2 building. So we would have to go there. But then we could really start doing some work on this Griffin. This one is the 4-4, I hope. That one is the 4-4, yes. We'll go ahead and move to there. The Phoenix Hawk is joining the fun. See if we can't do something like that. That gets us 5 hexes. We can get into those heavy woods next turn. We can kick the awesome. I'm assuming he doesn't stay standing. And we can shoot at the Phoenix Hawk. Yeah, I like that. Sniper fight. Yes. Alright. Let's see what we've got. Guillotine tries to get up and fails because he was sprinting. Actually, he would have failed even if he wasn't sprinting. Takes 7 to the right arm and left leg. Hurts the pilot in the fall. Needs a 7 to stay conscious. Gets an 8. Guillotine successfully gets up on the second attempt. Not sprinting this time. The Charger gets up. The Awesome gets up. Barely. And the Stalker needs a 4. Gets a 10. The Orion tries to get up. Needs a 6. Gets a 5. Falls on his arms for 8 damage. Does not hurt the pilot in the fall, and then the Phoenix Hawk needs a 5 to get up, gets a 6. Okay, let's start with our big guns, of course. Yeah, we've got him on 2s. Like to see you miss now. Yeah, he doesn't carry ammo, so we're not going to get a lucky crit and finish him off in a hurry. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, we'll hit him with all 4. Wyvern at the Phoenix Hawk on 4s. So yeah, that'll be as many as we can afford. We'll go 2 heat over for that. Scarponi at the Griffin on 7s. Oh, because he jumped 5 hexes versus 4s on the Charger. Let's get Tsubasa first. There's, you know, big chunks of damage always before you do the little chunks. We've got the Gauss Rifle on a 4. That's likely to hit. We've got the Pulse Laser on a 4, Medium Pulse on a 4, Small Pulse on an 8, and the LRM-10 on a 4. Scarponi at the Griffin maybe on 7s. I think the Charger's in rough shape, but I don't think he's going down just from what we've sent at him so far this turn. So yeah, we'll skip the ER PPCs. We'll do 1 ER medium, all the mediums, and all the smalls for 1 heat over. Yeah, that works. Let's see, the Stalker does not have eyes on the Wasp or the Phoenix Hawk or the Guillotine. But man, if he did. Who? Tentacle Shogun has eyes on the Guillotine, but it doesn't look like anyone else. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, we're going to twist to the right. We're going to shoot at the Guillotine. We've got him on 3s with the ERs, 1s with the pulses, 3s with the other pulses. I'll hold off on heating up just yet because that Guillotine is going down this turn. And I'm pretty confident about that, as we've got him on 2s. You know what? Let's go ahead and throw in the 4 heat over. The Cestus will not seem to have eyes on anyone either. Okay, Hoser at the Awesome catches him in the chest, left leg, left torso, critting on his PPC and a heat sink, blowing off his left arm, leaving him with 2 structure on the center torso. If he falls down, he could well kill himself. The enemy Awesome shoots at the Demolition Mech, catches him in the center torso rear, crits on his engine, and blows up the Demolition Mech. Archer at the Phoenix Hawk hits with 3, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22. You know what? Just all the missiles. Catches him in the head for 2. Left leg is down to 3. Yeah, Hoser would get to paint an Awesome on his mech if he gets the kill in the fall. Or, you know what? Even if he doesn't fall down and crit on his center torso or land on his center torso, you're gonna shoot at him next turn, and that will kill him. Oh, SRM. The next to last SRM from Wyvern catches the Phoenix Hawk in the left leg for internal damage, gets an 11 plus 1 for human TRO, blows off the left leg. That Phoenix Hawk is going down as well. Let me make a note of that. Wyvern got 141 if he goes down and ejects. Let's see. Tsubasa hits the Charger in the left arm with the Gauss Rifle, down to 8 structure. Large pulse laser to the right leg, medium pulse laser to the left leg. Right leg is bare. Missed with the small pulse, lands 4 LRMs, 3 LRMs to the center torso, down to 4 armor. Scarponi at the Charger as well, hits him in the left arm, the right arm. The left arm again transfers into the left torso, the center torso down to 24. Center torso, right torso's bare. Right torso's down to 12 structure. Left torso is down to 1 armor. Head is down to 4 armor. Kirstine needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets an 11. ER smalls to the center torso and right arm, critting on his engine and leaving his right arm with 5 armor. 14 structure on the CT. But he's still not down. He might fall down, but he's only going to take 8 damage. That's not enough for the kill unless he crits on his engine twice or something. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Orion in the left torso with a large laser down to 14, hits him in the right torso with a medium laser down to 12. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Demolition Mech in the left arm with a machine gun after missing 3 for 3 on 5s with a trio of 4s. So it's not like we're the only ones who have bad luck sometimes. The Power Man hits the awesome... You kill-stealing son of a bitch. I'm sorry, hoser. I did not realize the Power Man was firing an SRM-4 at the awesome. And all 3 of them would have hit the left arm. That's a bummer. Oh man. But at least that's an awesome off the field, so that's good. The Phoenix Hawk hits Wyvern in the center torso with a medium laser. The Marauder hits the Guillotine in the left arm, destroys it, transfers into the left torso. Hits him in the right torso and the right leg, critical for no effect. And the medium pulse laser to the left leg, blows off the left leg. Medium pulse laser to the center torso, crits on the SRM-6 and the engine. The Wasp hits the Orion with an SRM to the left torso, down to 12. The Locust hits Tsubasa in the center torso for 5, down to 26. The Manowar hits the Guillotine in the left torso transfers into the center torso, left arm transfers into the center torso, left leg transfers into the center torso, etc. The Guillotine is kaput. The Orion misses the Phoenix Hawk, the Griffin misses Tsubasa on a 12, the Charger hits Scarponi, in the right torso for 5, and the Heavy Building for 5. Missed with everything else. The Phoenix Hawk goes down, takes 5 to the right leg. Sally Rose Naval needs a 15 to avoid hurting herself in the fall, gets a 4. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 7. The Charger needs a 9 to stay standing, gets an 8. Takes 8 damage to the right torso and left leg. Kirstine Vike needs a 9 to avoid hurting herself, gets a 4. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets an 11. Yeah, Wyvern is going to kick the Phoenix Hawk, as was planned. On a 3. Scarponi might as well kick this building and try to knock it down. Okay, the Wasp kicks the Orion in the chest for 4, down to 29, but he's already prone, so there's no chance of falling down. Wyvern kicks the Phoenix Hawk in the left leg, which transfers into the left torso. Is down to 3 structure. There's no crits in the left torso, so that transfers to the CT and lands on the gyro. And Scarponi kicks the building, it's down to 30 construction factor. The Power Man is at 3 heat, the Orion is at 4 heat, Wyvern is at 2, the Phoenix Hawks are at 4, 4, and 7, the Griffin, remaining Griffin, is at 7. Right, no, we didn't finish off the Griffin. There's still another one around here somewhere. The Charger is up to 6 heat, because of that engine hit, I believe. No, he did not get an engine crit. Scarponi is at 1 heat, Tsubasa is at 1 heat, Ash is at 4 heat, Hoser is at 11. That'll be fine for next turn. We've lost initiative, even though we rolled at 12, because they rolled at 12 twice. But we are at least going after the convoy. We are at 88%, they are at 65%. Yeah, warm. That's one way of putting it. Let's go ahead, we'll move forward. There's no reason to move forward. Yeah, move into the heavy woods and turns where we can kick the Phoenix Hawk, Scarponi. Charger is crippled and withdrawing. We're going to chase after him. We're gonna wait on the stalker. Tsubasa is going to move forward at a walk, I think. Maybe try to hit the charger if nothing else. Or the griffin if he makes himself a target. Oh, the wasp did a little thing and then ended up where he landed, ended up where he started. He is not very evasive. He ran 4 hexes for a TMM of 1. Yeah, we are going to annihilate him. Let's see. Tentacle Shogun. We'll have Ash move in first. Let's see, we'll have the Cestus. The Cestus is going to try to move in and keep the Phoenix Hawk off the crosscut. And then Tentacle Shogun will move and get the Phoenix Hawk at close range. Okay, the Phoenix Hawk needs a 13 to stand up because he's got a busted leg and a busted gyro. He falls down, hurts the pilot, but stays conscious. The Charger needs a 7 to get up, gets a 10. He sprinted. And the Orion needs a 6 to get up, gets the 6. Barely. Let's start with the big guns, of course. That's going to be Hoser. What targets does Hoser have? We've got the Locust on a 6. We'll go 6 heat over to try to knock out a Locust real quick. Wyvern at the Phoenix Hawk. Yes. Scarponi at the Charger. For 1 heat over. Yeah, we'll do that. The Stalker at the Wasp. Got him on 5s. We'll skip one of the ER larges. We'll do 2 ER mediums. We'll do all the mediums. And we'll do 2 SRM6s. Sure, why not? That's all of our short range stuff. And yeah, hopefully that targeting or the combat computer keeps us from overheating too bad. Hunchback taking a shot at Tsubasa. He needs, if I can get this to pop up, he needs 8s with 4 medium lasers and 2 SRM6s. We've got him on 3s. So yeah, that's going to be the Gauss rifle, the large pulse, the medium pulse, the small pulse on a 5, and the LRM on a 3. Tentacle Shogun at the Phoenix Hawk. We've got him on 6s, so we're going to skip the ER large. We're going to skip the ER mediums. We're going to go medium pulses on 4s, medium pulses on 4s. Skip the flamer on an 8. I'll throw in an SRM 6 or 2 on 6s. Yeah, even if we take an engine crit, we're still only at 11 heat over, so that's not in danger of anything. Oh, and the Griffin is shooting the Phoenix Hawk in the back. Okay. Let's see, the Cestus does not seem to have eyes on anybody. And Ash, likewise. Oh, we've got eyes on the Charger, but he is so out of range. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for this turn of shooting. Let's see. Hoser lands his first shot on the Locust's center torso rear and destroys the Locust. Wow, that was quick. Then he hits it in the left leg, which transfers into the left torso rear. And center torso has no more hittable critical spots anyways. The Hunchback hits Tsubasa in the right leg and left leg with medium lasers, and the left torso with another, down to 18 on that torso. Wyvern at the Phoenix Hawk hits him in the center torso, right arm, right torso, center torso down to 5, center torso down to 3. Crit on his engine from the left torso, blows off his left arm. Hits him in the head for 2, knocks the pilot unconscious. Center torso down to 12, hits on the engine and the gyro, 2 to the head, 5 hits, 2 armor remaining. Center torso down to 10, critting on the gyro, critting on the engine. Phoenix Hawk destroyed by engine destruction. And leaves it with 2 structure on the CT. No, we're not done yet. Hold on. Yep, no, the Phoenix Hawk is not salvageable. We missiled it to death. The Trebuchet hits the Power Man in the center torso, and left torso. That is down to 2 on the CT and 3 on the left torso, and then 10 SRMs. Left leg is down to 3, center torso down to 0, left torso down to 1, left arm down to 3, right leg down to 5, left arm down to 5 structure, 3 structure, critting on his upper and lower arms, right leg down to 3 armor. Scarponi at the Charger hits him in the left leg for 7, down to 3. Medium lasers to the right arm and left torso for 5 each. Left torso crits on the LRM 20 ammo. No more Charger. Stalker hits the Wasp with an ER large laser to the left leg, destroying the leg and transferring into the torso. The ER medium laser to the left leg transfers to the left torso down to 3 structure. ER medium to the right leg crits on his foot. Medium lasers to the right torso, and right leg, transferring into the right torso to the center torso. Left torso transferring into the center torso. Medium laser to the center torso down to 3 structure, and 2 hits to the center torso with SRMs. And the Wasp is dead in 1 volley. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Orion in the right leg for 8, down to 24. The Power Man missed the Trebuchet. The Phoenix Hawk misses the Power Man, but starts a fire in his Hex. Tsubasa hits the Hunchback in the left arm with the Gauss rifle, down to 1 armor. Large pulse laser to the left leg, down to 10. Medium pulse laser to the right leg, down to 13. And an LRM-10 hits 4 to the right torso, down to 16. So that is 25 and 11, 36. Not quite enough for a +2. The Phoenix Hawk misses Wyvern on an 8. Tentacle Shogun hits the Phoenix Hawk in the CT, the right leg, the CT again, the left arm destroyed, left torso down to 1 armor. Left torso down to 6 structure, critting on his engine. Left torso, critting on his gyro twice. Left leg down to 10 structure, left torso down to 2 structure. 4 SRMs to the right leg, down to 9 structure, critting on his hip, down to 5 structure actually on that right leg, and 14 armor on the right torso. The Wasp hits the Orion in the right leg for 5, down to 19, and 2 SRMs to the right arm, down to 10. The Griffin misses the Phoenix Hawk in the back on a 12. The Locust hits the Power Man in the left arm, transferring into the left torso rear. Hits him in the right arm, strips it. The machine guns both miss on 11s. The Orion hits the Wasp in the CT, but the Wasp is already dead. The Griffin misses the Loader Mech on a 10. The Power Man took 40 plus, needs a 7, gets a 6, goes down on his right torso. Needs a 7 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 6. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 6. And needs a 5 to keep the engine running, gets an 11. Phoenix Hawk 1K, number 143, automatically goes down because the gyro is destroyed, takes 5 to the left torso rear, and hurts the pilot, but stays conscious. Wyvern is not going to bother kicking the building. Cestus is not going to bother kicking the building. We're going to give Tentacle Shogun the Phoenix Hawk. That was 143, right? Yeah. Tentacle gets 143. Okay. Cestus, yeah, I'm not going to be kicking anything. The Power Man is at 3 heat, the Orion is at 5, Wyvern is at 2, the Phoenix Hawks are at 9 and 13. The Griffin is at 9, the Hunchback is at 2, Scarponi is at 1, Fugu is up to 6 heat. Tsubasa is at 1, Tentacle Shogun is at 6 heat as well. And the pilot from the convoy needs an 11 to wake up, gets an 11. The power man fell and crits on his lower leg. So he's going to have a devil of a time getting back up. We have one initiative, but we are going before the convoy. Wait, view, round report. They are at 43%. Our objective was to kill half of them. So I think at the end of this round, we are going to call it. Or is it worth waiting? Do we want to just call it now? Yeah, we'll have Hoser try to be a little evasive by running at his current heat level. Wyvern will also try to be a little evasive by running. Who was that? Oh, that was the Griffin? Is that a Griffin? Yeah, that's the Griffin 1S. Okay. Let's see. Stalker, up to 6 heat. The only thing on the left side of the map still is a pilot, so we can ignore that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll move to here this turn. Scarponi, only thing on down here is a pilot, so we're going to go and we're going to tangle with this hunchback. Tsubasa would like to get into the back of this Phoenix Hawk without exposing himself too much. We're not evasive and we're not in melee range, but we are outside of the minimum range, or we're at the minimum range of the Gauss rifle. Tentacle Shogun. Jump jets. Let's see, the Cestus does not have jump jets. Yes, we want to sprint. Oh, Wyvern is getting attacked. Yeah, we'll have, Ash can go ahead and sprint. That gives her, what, 9 hexes? That's not, but you know what, it's whatever. The Phoenix Hawk 1K, 143 ejects, so that is a kill for Tentacle Shogun. Power Man needs a 6 to get up, gets a 12. Let's see. Have Philosopher first into the. Torn between trying to get crits on his arms and legs by firing the Gauss rifle first and then the SRMs, or if I want to try to crit on his torso by firing the SRMs first at his front, wearing down his armor, and then going into his back, and hoping that it transfers to his to his side torso. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll fire the missiles first. And that way, he's got no armor on his arms and legs when the Gauss rifle hits, and we can maybe get a rear crit. Yeah, we're all in. That's a 6 with the Gauss rifle and 3s with everything else, except 5 with the LRM. Yeah, we'll do that. Scarponi, the Hunchback on 5s or the Trebuchet on 4s? I think that's going to be the Trebuchet. Tend to fire the Gauss rifle first just to punch a hole for the missiles. That's the thing though, if the Gauss rifle hits him in the torso, that's not a hole for the missiles because they're coming at different angles. If we hit him in the, say, right torso rear, that would open him up and get one potential crit, but then all the SRMs are going to hit the front, and that's not going to do any good. But this way, I'm hoping to soften up the arms and legs enough to where if the Gauss rifle hits an arm or a leg, it transfers the damage to the side torso. Yeah, that's gonna be the trebuchet. We're gonna do maybe not the PPCs, but we'll do everything else, and that'll heat us up a bit. Yeah, we'll go 7 heat over for that. The Stalker is gonna skip. Marauder's gonna skip. Cesta's gonna skip. Ash gonna skip. And Hoser, last but certainly not least, not have any targets. Wow. Okay, so let's see how well my plan worked. Okay, so we hit him with all the missiles. That's 4, 8, 11, 15, something like that. Right arm is down to 4 armor. Left arm is down to 2 armor. Left arm down to 0. Left torso down to 10. Left arm down to 5 structure. Right arm down to 2 armor. Right leg down to 7 armor. Right arm down to 0. Right arm down to 5 structure. Crits on his shoulder. Nice. That's his main 2 guns, or 2 of his main guns out +4. And then the Gauss rifle to the left arm. Transfers into the left torso rear. Leaves him with 5 structure. So, if that had gone the other way, then I would have hit the left arm for, what, 15 is... Oh, it doesn't say. Doesn't say how much he started with. That would have been 15 to the left arm and then all the missiles to the front of the left torso. Let's see, large pulse laser to the right torso rear, medium pulse laser to the left torso rear, transfers into the CTR, small pulse laser to the right torso rear, leaves them with 2 structure, and then 8 LRMs to the legs, down to 2 on the right side. Warhammer at the trebuchet hits him in the CT, hits him in the left torso, down to 4 on that left torso. Medium lasers to the CT down to 10, left leg down to 0, left torso critical on the SRM 6 ammo. That's the trebuchet, down and out. The Hunchback hits Scarponi in the left torso, hits him in the right leg, hits him in the left leg, and then 4 SRMs after engaging the AMS. Dang, he must have rolled really well to get 4 missiles with a -4 malice. Cost us an edge to redirect a head hit to the right torso critical. And then the other SRM also would have hit the head, but goes to the left arm. Left arm is down to 18, right torso is down to 9. Trebuchet at Tsubasa hits him in the right arm, hits him in the center torso, hits him with 8 SRMs, leaves him with 15 on the center torso. Phoenix Hawk hits Wyvern in the right leg with a machine gun, the Power Man misses the Phoenix Hawk, the Griffin misses Tsubasa with all the lasers, and then the Griffin misses Tsubasa on an 11 with LRM 10. The Phoenix Hawk took 100 plus damage, needs a 9, gets a 6, goes down on his right torso rear, blows off his right arm, transfers into the center torso rear, hurts the pilot but does not go unconscious. Scarponi took 20 plus, needs a 5, gets a 6. Tsubasa took 20 plus, needs a 4, gets an 8. Punching and kicking. No, the only thing we can do is punch or kick the building. We're not going to do that. Scarponi can maybe try to kick this Griffin on an 8. Yeah, we'll try that. Worst that happens is we go prone. We're not going to kick that building. Alright, Griffin kicks the Grizzly in the left leg for 11. Griffin kicks the Warhammer on a 7 and misses. And then we kicked him in the right leg for 14, down to 4. He missed a kick and was kicked. He needs a pair of 4s. Tsubasa was kicked, needs a 3. Everyone succeeds. No one goes down. People are getting pretty hot, but that's okay. Pilot Kirsten Vike needs a 10 to wake up, gets a 9. We've got them down to 25%, and this is where we're going to call it. So... Alright, Pilot Kirsten Vike stays unconscious. We do always save the salvage, of course. As soon as it gives us a chance to, yeah. I'm gonna say yes, we controlled the battlefield. The Grizzly took light damage, all armor. Nice. No one got hurt because of Edge. The Phoenix Hawk, which was crippled, did get away. How did it get? It has a center torso, it has 2 legs. It's still mobile, other than the jump jets, which it does not have anymore. Yeah, we didn't take hardly anything. The convoy soaked up most of the damage, which is, I mean, not the worst thing that ever happened. Did we capture anyone? We did not capture the pilot of the Awesome. We did capture the Christine Vike, the pilot of the Archer, or the Charger. The Griffin, the Hunchback, the Locust we captured, the Phoenix Hawks. Roretta Gatto, I think we captured. She ejected. Always good to have friends to take the hits for us. Except when those friends also steal your kill. Okay, so 143 goes to Tentacle Shogun. 141 goes to Wyvern. Okay, and 154 was a pilot, so we don't get a kill for that. Tentacle Shogun got 1 kill, Wyvern got a kill, Ash got a kill, Scarponi got 2, Tugyu got 1, and Hoser got the Locust. In 1 shot, which was impressive, but unfortunately it's not an awesome. Force withdrawal 50%, yes we did that. Preserve 50%, we did that. Preserve 1, we preserved 4. Nice. 4 out of 12. So not great. 4 ATV bonus rolls. We'll call that a crushing victory. And what do our bonus rolls get us? Civilian Mecha Dervish, hire 1 recruit of your choice, and a gladiator. The Locust is not nearly as cool. No, it's not. No, it is not. We got 18,000 metal value compensation for the Warhammer, 1,200 for the Cestus, 2,300 for Wyvern, mostly ammo. The Marauder got 2,000, Grizzly got 30,000, the Man of War, nothing, Hoser's Ride, nothing, Stalker, 2,000. We did convince Roretta Gatto to defect. There's no way they're related. She's from Thun. Oh heck, she's an elite pilot already. He's from Wing. Okay, so no, they're not from the same planet. We can assume they're not related. Do we want a primitive dervish? It is easy to maintain. It's a 55-ton with jump jets, if we want to update it. Or, you know what? Centurion, Vindicator. Alright, come on. Let me see the discount here. Okay, it does not want me to see what the discount is. But yeah, we could get a Centurion, 4.6 with an autocannon 10 and a large laser and an LRM 10. What the heck? Yeah. Can we just sell the Dervish? I don't really want it. Yeah, the AL version, yeah. Airlock him back to Solomon. No. We do not space our captives. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll just sell the Dervish. It's not worth refitting. It's a cool 500,000. Okay, nice. And then the Gladiator 1R, which is a 55-ton mech. 4.6, primitive. 2 mediums and a large. What can we refit this into? What does a gladiator look like? RP Mark II has half a ton more armor, or at least 8 points more armor. Trades the PPC for a large laser, and trades a large laser for a medium laser. Has 22 heat sinking, so that's the PPC and the large with some left over. 585, but it's gonna take like 2 months to refit at best. Personally, I like dervishes. I do too. I just don't think it's worth refitting a primitive one. It just takes forever. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sell the gladiator as well. Not terrible, but I tend to use them as long-range missile boats. They only have 2 LRM-10s, so that's like a Whitworth's worth of fire support. If you're gonna do that, I would drop the medium lasers or the SRMs, one or the other, to upgrade the LRMs, but I do like its mix of long and short-range firepower. It just doesn't have the armor. It has the mobility, but not the armor, and not the heat sinks. Okay, so. Okay, Warhammer took a little bit of damage. The Marauder just needs a quick reload. I've got Struden doing reloads. Actually, it should be Ratnabala, but whatever. SRM boats are fun. Yes, they are. I think it's. I mean, we fired 27 rounds out of this Archer. That was fun. It's a lot of reading, but you know, that's worth it. Gauss Rifle, Inner Sphere, cool. Armor Techs, we've got Ben. No, Fred, no. Who was it? B, I think was trying to get our XP. Oh, failed. And failed again. Oh, dang it. Okay, so the Black Knight's gonna be a minute. Let's go back down to B. She can repair the Warhammer real quick. Okay, let's see. So, that took pretty much all of tonight's episode, which is fine. We'll go ahead. I don't want to advance the day just so I'm not saving on the same slot. Is there anything we need to do before that? Untreated personnel. Oh, yes. In the infirmary, we've got a laceration and a bruise, we've got a concussion and a bruise and a sprain and a broken rib. We'll have Elsa take care of both of them. We'll also have Ilya give up hers. So that's 3 for Elsa and 2 for Ava. Actually, no, this should have gone to Maru. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, we will advance the day here. Maintenance on the Mackie. Okay. High gravity sucks, but we are steadily improving, except for this double heat sink. Yeah, that's not bad. The Grasshopper modification, the Cronus refit, and the Marauder is down to 5 days. Nice. I'm looking forward to getting that Marauder into action. But for now, we are going to go ahead. We'll save the game here. Let's see. We've got 5 days to the end of the contract. At that point, we'll be able to repair the Black Knight, and we'll be able to pick up a new contract. And we will have, let's see, prisoners. Ooh, that is a lot of prisoners, and they're mostly soldiers. Retagato, 2-3, ready to defect. So that's cool. Let's double check that. All right. And we're going to go ahead and call it here. So, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. The link to the Discord is in my bio. Virank and Boat Pricker, thanks for joining me in the chat. It was always a pleasure. And I'll be on the Discord with the details of our next contracts imminently. Maybe not tonight, but probably tomorrow or sometime soon. So we'll see you then.